You get interviews, but then you don't end up getting the offer. Sound familiar? If you're looking for a job in 2025, it's stacked against you. It is brutal out there. In today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why. Okay, so first things first, the job report that just came out, and this is beginning of August 2025, is brutal. And it highlights that the job market is way worse than people actually thought. And more so, it kind of highlights what a lot of candidates have been saying. It is brutal out there. It is way worse than people are saying. And if you are a person who is looking for a new role, whether you are employed or unemployed and searching to get hired again, it is brutal. Okay, so July's report just came out, and this is Job Reports in America, and it is really bad. And I think you probably felt that. But what we also learned is that the numbers that came out in June and May are actually worse than they were originally reported. So if you were looking at this, like just say from a perspective of look at the last quarter, it ended poorly, but the months before that were pretty good. Well, they're not as good as it was initially reported. That's the reality. Now, specifically, if you're looking at the July jobs report, what they were forecasting was 106,000 jobs added. It actually came in much softer than that at 73,000 jobs added. Additionally, unemployment, which had been at 4.1%, has risen to 4.2%. And also take into consideration, that doesn't account for the underemployed. So people who typically would be working at a higher level role and are working at a lower level role just to get some income, just to get a check coming in. Now, I've been in recruitment for 15 years, and I can tell you, it doesn't just feel like it's bad now. Yeah, it's bad now, but it's actually been bad for a while. If you rewind time a little bit here and you go back to March 2022, there was 12 million jobs open in the United States. 12 million. It's a good amount of jobs. If you come to today, and the most recent numbers we have are from June, there's only 7.4 million jobs open. That's like 1/3 of the jobs just disappeared. It's a huge delta. To go from 12 million open jobs to 7.4 million jobs is huge. Another thing that is taking place right now is people are not quitting. So the quit rate is actually much lower than it was at that time too. So those are two big things, right? You have a big difference in open jobs, and the rate at which new jobs are coming open because people are leaving their jobs for other jobs is significantly down as well. So there's a few factors at play here, right? There is far less jobs. There are far few people quitting those jobs, knowing how tough the market is. People are hanging on to the jobs they are in, even if they feel those jobs are not perfect. Additionally, there are many more people in the market who are competing for the same job. So if you're a candidate and you're going and you feel like, okay, I've got an interview, you have the interview. You nail the interview, you feel like it went great. The reality is a lot of companies are not moving forward because there are more candidates out there. They can have more candidates who are qualified interview for the same role. And 3 years ago, there was a much smaller pool of candidates that they got to choose between. So even if you go and you nail your interview and you do amazing, that guarantees you nothing because the candidate pool they have to choose from is much more significant than today than it was even a couple years ago. So in summary here, there are much less jobs, there are much more candidates, much less people are quitting. So when you have an interview and you go into your interview, you truly need to nail it because competition is up. And one of the things you can do to nail your interview and stand out as a candidate that should be hired is you make the people who are interviewing you like you. People want to hire people they like, and if you would be described as having a good personality after an interview, you're actually 12 times more likely to get a job offer. And it's why I made this video where I basically teach you how to make it so the people who are interviewing you end up liking you. I'll see you over there.